Hello and welcome to Mountain View High School. We are very excited that you will be joining us for ninth grade next year. So today we are going to be sharing a little bit about the courses that we offer, as well as the process by which you can register. First, a little bit about us. This is the Mountain View High School Counseling Department. At Mountain View High School, there are 7 school counselors, as well as a host of other people, including our counseling secretary, the registrar, with whom you'll be working closely to enroll, as well as our partners in the College and Career Center and our bilingual community liaison. All of these folks are here to support you and to help you have an outstanding experience at Mountain View High School. A quick note about counselor assignments: those are made in the late spring. As we look at the classes that you'll be choosing, counselors typically talk to students about a couple of areas. So we look at both graduation and college. You'll also hear those called A to G requirements. And they are similar, but there are some key differences that we'd like to highlight for you. So in order to graduate from Mountain View High School, you need to enroll in and pass 5 to 6 classes every year. You're going to earn a total of 220 credits. And while I know that sounds like a lot now, if you consider that each of the year-long classes you take will earn 10 credits, and if you take 6 classes every year, which is pretty normal, you'll easily surpass the 220 you need by graduation. And then if you fail a course at any time, you will indeed need to make that up. Now, for many of our students, they are also considering the path to four-year college, which is great. So the requirements there are a little bit different. So you do need to pass all of your classes with a C or better. And then you do need to take a very, very specific set of courses, which are known as the A to G requirements. Now, these are all things that your school counselor will support you in making sure that you're picking the appropriate things for your goals for graduation and for four-year college. When you are picking your freshman classes, there are 3 what we consider core freshman classes that every freshman is going to take. One of them is Survey of Literature. That's your English course. One of them is World Studies. That's your Social Studies course. And then the last one is grade 9 PE. And that's required for all students, whether or not you're going to participate in a sport at Mountain View High School. So right away, you've already selected 3 courses. Now, as we take a look at other courses, we do want to talk to you a little bit about balance. So when you think about choosing your classes for high school, you're going to have a variety of different options. So we always encourage our students to keep the big picture in mind. You are a student, of course, but you are also a whole person. So you might have interests ranging from athletics to music to theater to robotics to speech and debate. You might volunteer. You might be active in your religious organization. You might be a part of a scouting organization. You might have an after-school job or have responsibilities in your home. And of course, we want to make sure that you're leaving time for you to just be a teenager. So as you're choosing your classes, you want to make sure you're maximizing your strengths, following your passions. So if you're really excited about science, for example, yes, you might want to take biology honors next year. But as you're considering all of your commitments, we want to make sure that you're leaving yourself enough time to be successful at school, to be happy personally, and of course, to make sure that you get enough sleep to keep yourself healthy. Now, math is one of those subjects that goes sequentially, so hopefully this is going to be relatively straightforward. Let's say you are taking Math 8, which in most cases at a lot of schools would be the equivalent of pre-algebra. If you're taking pre-algebra in 8th grade, you're going to be signing up for either Algebra 1 or Algebra 1 Enhanced. If you are taking an algebra course in 8th grade, you would be choosing either geometry or geometry honors for next year. And finally, if you are taking geometry in 8th grade, that's going to lead you into either Algebra 2 or Algebra 2 honors for next year. At Mountain View High School, we have an open access policy for AP and honors classes. So that means you are able to self-select an honors course if you feel like you're ready for it and that's a challenge you want to take on. So as a general rule, students who are earning either A's or B's in accelerated math classes in 8th grade are very likely to do well and find success in a high school honors class. All right, science is another exciting course. So when you're choosing your science option for next year, you're going to be choosing between two options, biology and biology honors. And you can see that biology has a slightly lower homework load than biology honors. And then biology honors is going to take a little bit more time, and it is going to demand some very, very strong reading and thinking skills, as there is some expectation for independent study or independent work with the textbook. So if you are passionate about science, if it's always been your favorite subject and something you really enjoy, you might want to step up and try biology honors. However, if you think, well, science might not necessarily be my favorite subject, or it's something I find a little bit more challenging, or I simply want to save my energies for something else, biology is a great course. World language is another exciting option. So, world language is one of those courses that if you start taking it freshman year, you're starting on the path to A to G or four-year college eligibility. To attend a four-year college in most states, especially California, a minimum of 2 years are required in the same language. So, if you're thinking about that, you might want to get started this year. We offer courses in Spanish, Japanese, French, and Mandarin Chinese. Now, for those of you who might be lucky enough to speak and read one of these languages in your home, that opens up some exciting opportunities for you. So let's say you are a native Spanish speaker. You will probably want to start off in our Spanish 3 Honors for Spanish Speakers class. Likewise, if you speak Japanese, French, or Mandarin in your home, you would want to start out in the 3rd level of a language. Mountain View High School is very lucky to have rich offerings for our students in electives. So the first stop on our journey will be the performing arts course options. So as you can see, we've got a host of different choices ranging from instrumental music, vocal music, theater, dance, and hopefully, if we have enough students to fill a class, music theory and composition. you might consider trying something new here. But if you've been active in music lessons, voice lessons, maybe your middle school's theater, this is a great opportunity for you to get connected to other students who share the same interest. Now, if you are thinking about choir, our choir director, Miss Denny, will be hosting auditions for choir later on this spring. Now, anyone can join chamber choir with no background or no experience, but if you have a lot of experience singing and you'd like to try out for one of those higher level choirs, we'll share some information with your school principal on how you can make an appointment for an audition. Now, the other important one I'd like to highlight here, we do have an award-winning marching band, but what happens if you'd like to join marching band, but you don't know how to play an instrument? That is actually a-okay. We offer something called auxiliary or color guard, which provides the visual interest as part of the marching band show. So they perform highly choreographed pieces involving both flags and rifles. So those are very exciting options, and there are a lot of wonderful choices in this department. Also, options abound in the fine arts department. So students might choose from classes such as drawing, painting, ceramics, or pottery. Commercial art, digital art, and imaging, those are both computer-based courses. So if you are interested in things like graphic design, those would be really, really good choices. Photography involves checking out a camera from Mountain View High School. Our students in Photography 1, which is the introductory course, actually use a real working darkroom. We also offer an art survey class, which offers you the opportunity to try your hand at a variety of different types of art. And then finally, if you might want to be part of the televised announcements at Mountain View High School, you can join our broadcasting class. So you would have the opportunity to not only be on camera, but you would have the opportunity to learn to film, edit, and so forth. So these are super, super great options from which you might like to choose. And as if you didn't think there were enough courses to choose from already, wait, there's more. So we have an outstanding computer technology class, or department rather, that includes classes in engineering, computer science, and architectural design. So for those of you out there who are our makers and our programmers, these are outstanding choices. Likewise, we offer a variety of general electives as well. If you are interested in being part of our student government, which gives you an opportunity to plan activities, to get connected to the school, and so forth, you might choose either ASB activities or ASB student government. And there are applications that we will likewise share with your principal if those are of interest to you. Ambassadors is a group at Mountain View High School that welcomes new and transfer students to campus, promotes wellness, promotes various awareness weeks throughout the school year. So if you're interested in getting involved in that, we will share more information with your principal as well. For those of you who might someday hope to write for the school paper, the Oracle, Intro to Journalism is your stepping stone into that class. We offer Mexican folk dance as well, which performs all around our area and at our school as well. And then if you might be interested in health and wellness, and that's things ranging from diet, nutrition, exercise, mental health, overall well-being, that's a great full-year college prep elective as well. Now, as you're thinking about registering for Mountain View High School, some of you might be considering playing one or more sports, and that's great. At this point, all sports at Mountain View High School happen after school. We have 3 seasons of athletics. There's one in the fall, there's one in the winter, and then there's one in the spring. And just like I believe you're used to in middle school, you may only participate on one team per season. Regardless of the sport, everyone is required to try out in order to participate, and athletes must have and keep a 2.0 in order to continue participating on a team. If you're considering sports, here are some of your options. Actually, here are all of your options. So in the fall, we offer cross country, football, water polo, both girls and boys, girls tennis, girls volleyball, and girls golf. In the winter, we offer soccer, basketball, and wrestling. Those are all both for boys and girls. And then in the spring, we offer track and field, swimming and diving, boys tennis, boys volleyball, badminton, softball, baseball, lacrosse, boys golf, and gymnastics. So our hope is that you see a sport that might interest you. Another great option here, you'll see the picture of our cheer squad. You can sign up for Rally, which is cheerleading, which is another great after-school sports activity. So, what might your schedule look like? There are probably thousands of permutations for what it could look like, but we want to just highlight a few for you on these pages. 6 classes at Mountain View High School is considered a full course load. There's definitely students who take more than 6. Musicians are a common one to do that, but other students do as well. And again, just a reminder, as you are choosing your schedule, we encourage you to make sure you've got a healthy balance between school and the other parts of your life. And let's take a look on the second page at some more examples. So, a couple of important things that might be a little bit different than how it works in middle school. There is no guarantee that if you request 6 classes, that those will be scheduled consecutively. It is very, very common for students at Mountain View High School to have an open period during the day. The great thing about a free period during the day, it offers you a chance to check in with your teachers, use our award-winning tutorial center to get help on a test or a project you're working toward, and also just to have space and time to get some homework done in the middle of the day. Additionally, this is important because if you have older siblings, they might tell you that you're wrong, but our schedule has changed. So a student can indeed have a 7th period class and play sports because all of our sports now do happen after 7th period or after school. So again, if you have an older sibling who's gone to Mountain View High School, they might have had a different experience, but this is a new change. So, how do you actually enroll at Mountain View High School? So if you don't attend one of our feeder middle schools, the first step for your family is to register online. That website will take you through the process of doing the registration form. And then once your family has completed online registration, they'll be contacted by our registrar regarding all of the next steps. That's going to include submission of some documentation as well as the submission of your course requests. And once we receive those will be entered into our database by your school counselors. And most importantly, because we do get a lot of questions and a lot of concerns, it is not a first come, first serve course selection. So let's say your friend turns in their courses in February and you turn yours in early March. Our schedule is not built until the end of the year. So please take the time you need to make careful and thoughtful decisions and don't feel rushed because we are not putting you at a disadvantage if you turn your forms in slightly later. So what does the timeline look like? So in January and February, that's when we find most of our students and their families are completing the online registration process. Again, you'll submit your course request through the Mountain View registrar. And then in April, we give all of our students and their families an opportunity to review the courses that they chose, and then a 1-week window to adjust if needed. So for example, in April, let's say you take a second look at the courses you chose and you realize, you know what? I thought I wanted to do regular biology, but wow, I've been doing great in science and my teacher is encouraging me and I'm feeling really inspired. We can help you adjust your requests at that time. You will get your final schedule in August as part of the freshman orientation activities. Now, you probably have questions that you might want answered. We encourage you to visit the counseling department website and view the many resources we have on the course selection page. And that includes things like our course catalog, our time management worksheet, and a host of other resources. Then if you have specific questions, please email counselor.mvhs@mvla.net, and one of us will get back to you with an answer as quickly as we can. We thank you for viewing our presentation, and we look forward to welcoming you to Mountain View High School next August. Go Spartans!